Hey Rwby viewers, it's Halos with another Rwby Theories video, and today we are talking about no actually physical human beings today. We are talking about the little fun joy Zwei, the dog. Why is he such a big case today? Well, he's about my poll 10. When I asked you guys, hey, what do you think if Zwei having a big role in the series is going to be? And you guys said, there was a lot who said yes, there was quite a bit who said no, and then there was a couple of you who wondered either what I was talking about or what was the purpose of this? Well, I'm going to break it down for you. If you analyze Zwei's character in this series, you come to the conclusion that, say, he's actually a very, very functional dog that can do some pretty crazy things. For example, fitting into a compartment that would not be able to fit his average size, and some of you might say, oh, that was just for comedic effect, but then when you go down to taking him like such as this clip right here, for that clip that you just saw was actually part of the canon because technically it was in the canon universe, not the Chibi universe. He was thrown in a fireball stance, constantly spinning, and smashed up against metal. Now, at first, this could easily be, oh, Oobleck has probably a mystical persuasion of his weapon or his semblance. Now, before I negate that, I'm going to explain why this impact is so important. For one, when he's around fire, consumed in the flame, mind you, in the center of it, that can be almost equivalent by scale to a campfire, if those are willing to agree. And that usually can withstand 1,112 degrees to 2,000 degrees Celsius. There is no living life form that could possibly withstand that heat without at least taking a truckload of burns. And as we just seen in the clip there, he hits the paladin at that speed and was still landed on fine. But the more important thing is, if you're saying, oh, the fire must have been just a part of his weapon when he hit, I'll explain that even if that didn't count and you didn't count the fire, when he made impact with the metal, which the paladin has known, and it's in the wiki if you want to go check it, that the paladin can move up to 260 miles per hour, which means he could have easily dodged if Zwei was going under that speed. Which makes it more interesting that Zwei had to be traveling 260 miles per hour faster than that paladin and be able to hit it and have the paladin not be able to react in that time, which is almost impossible for the dog. Now, if you still think Oobleck had something to do with it or his weapon, I'm going to debunk that right now because Oobleck's torch, or for those who like to call it the thermos, when used in its description, and it describes, it does use directional missiles, and when it hits a projectile, that projectile becomes a flaming mass. There is nothing in his description of his weapon stating that it will provide protection of the projectile that is being thrown at an object. The other thing about Oobleck is that his semblance. Some people say it may have been a semblance that protected Zwei, but I would still negate this because any semblance that you could probably bring up as a theory would easily negated the problem they were at originally, which was trying to stop the train. For example, if you say he had the ability to control kinetic energy and was able to lower Zwei's impact force to a point where he would not take that much damage, you would still have to counter that he could have easily used the kinetic energy to slow down the train and stop it from smashing into the city. Very straightforward. Or if he had the ability to open up a plane of existence for a plane where Zwei was able to withstand a hardness that would protect him from the damage, he could have easily done that with the train or the wall to protect the one from hitting each other. Most likely the wall to stop the train from going through the city, obviously. So, if you're still not counting that, altogether, Zwei could still be a normal dog if you really want to try and pull that theory, but he still has those two heightened senses, sense of sight and hearing like every other dog, that make him such a good character, because he's a general canine. Even Oobleck explains this in the same episode. This is why his character could still play a big role in anything, really. It could be the last swipe of the fight, and he could be there. That's why we question what is Zwei and what is his intentions. But that's pretty much it for me, because if you like what you see, click the like button and subscribe. I'm Halos, and I'm out.